Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a book review on The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. This book is probably going to be one of my top favorite books that I have been reading this year. This book is inspired by Black Lives Matter. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about this book. It's been floating around BookTube for a long time. This book follows a character Star, and she is part of two very different communities. She lives in a lower class, predominantly black community, but she goes to school in an upper class, predominantly white community. And she ends up having like her boyfriend in that white community, her friends, majority of her friends are in that community. And so she has these two separate lives that she lives, and she's two very different people in those different worlds. So when this event happens where her best friend ends up getting killed when he's pulled over by a white cop, and she is the only witness, those two worlds kind of collide, and she kind of has to figure out which type of person she wants to be. So this book is about her struggle in trying to figure out who she is and to use her voice as a weapon to stand up for what she believes in. And I absolutely love Angie Thomas's writing style. Star is such a profound character, and her voice in this book is just so raw and unfiltered. She is just such an amazing character. I think Angie Thomas did Star's character so incredibly well. In this book, she describes things just like as if Star herself was talking to me about it. And it is so amazing, and I love the writing. I love this book. It is one of my most favorite books that I am probably going to have this entire year, and probably of all time. Some of my favorite parts in this book is all the Harry Potter references that she has in this. Angie Thomas is amazing. I love the way that Star incorporates Harry Potter into her everyday life. That made this book, for me, just so much better, just because I love Harry Potter, and having those references, I mean, I do that in my life in general, and so it's so good to be able to read about a person who does the same. My favorite character in this book, other than Star, because she's amazing, is her dad. So her dad went to jail while she was growing up, and then he came back and he wanted to change things in the community, and he left the gang that he was with, and he just kind of wanted to stay in living in that community for a really long time, just as a way to be a presence there. And that really spoke to me, let alone the fact that he was hilarious and he loves his family. It was just really moving to be able to kind of see that aspect of, just because there are people that are afraid to speak out doesn't mean that everybody's like that, and you need more people who are going to stand up and fight for what's right and stay and stick with it instead of just leaving. And that is something that I really connected with, and I really believe in. And so I loved her father in this book. Their parents in general are adorable. I love her family. Her family is crazy, but I love her family to death, and it just is so adorable. There's so much that happens in this book that, you know, is just heart-wrenching, but also wonderful. And she goes through such a big character change that she, in the beginning, because she's battling these two different worlds, she doesn't know which Star to be sometimes, especially with the different people she's hanging out with. And so when those worlds collides, she really needs to figure out like how she wants to act and who she wants to be. And in the end, she finds that, and she just rolls with it. And she is just an amazingly strong character. And she's kind of wobbly in the beginning because she's worried about all this stuff. But in the end, she really finds her voice and figure out what she wants to do with her life, how she wants to do it. And that just made this book so much deeper for me, just because people go through so many character developments in books, but not all of them turn out as how I'd like them to be. And this ending, I thought, was just perfect. The way that she finds her voice in this is just amazing. Even though, you know, stuff happens where she's not happy about it, she still figures out who she is. And this book, I feel like everybody should try and take the time to read this, to really understand what's going on. Angie Thomas is one of my new favorite authors. This is her debut novel, and before it was even published, she already had a movie contract to be able to turn this into a feature film. And I cannot wait for that. The whole time I was reading this, I was like, this would be a great movie. This book is so good. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I do. If you've already read it, leave me comments down below and tell me how you liked it, or if you didn't like it, what were the aspects that you didn't like. And then also, who was your favorite character? Because I had such a hard time figuring this out. but I really, really, really like the dad and the grandma. The grandma's pretty awesome too, but I really enjoy the dad just because of that conflict that he had. And if you liked my video, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!